Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown. Happy Mother's Day, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about something. There's this thing that people have been talking about ever since the Super Mario Brothers movie came out, and I've talked about this too. Most likely a bit like the Super Mario Brothers. I mean, the Super Smash Brothers movie. Obviously that probably won't be a long ways ahead, but well, in a spiritual light way, I say this right now. That shit won't happen. Why? You guys know why. This planet's changing, alright? So, let's say if that wasn't happening, which is bullshit, it would be a while for the Smash Brothers movie to come out. I know some people might be like, oh, a Smash Brothers movie should never happen, and I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with you. You mean to tell me you will make a series of movies of the Nintendo universe, right? And then you're not gonna make them cross over? Now, in my opinion, I always point this out. The Super Smash Brothers movie should pay homage to literally the Lego movie, the way it is. You know how eventually pops out that it's literally the kid is just playing with it? Well, it should be like that. But most people might be pissed off at that, saying that, oh, all this time these characters were toys. Well, in Smash Brothers, that's the story. These characters are toys. They're not really the characters that you see in the video games, which I think a lot of people would be upset because it's like, so you mean to tell me all the movies that we saw here that was leading up to Super Smash Brothers are not really the characters that we actually saw leading up to Super Smash Brothers? At that point, if they're going to do a story like that, I can see why people might complain. Now if they thought of a new story, I could see that. And the thing is, too, they could still do that type of style, but don't even have to mention. It could be hinted, but not show it, or not even mention. The only time that we saw that was in the first Smash Brothers game. It hasn't really shown ever since. Well, Smash Brothers Melee, Smash Brothers Brawl, and I think that's it, right? Actually, I think all the Smash games. Shit. All right, so never mind. So I think you could tell the story of, like, instead of you could say that they're toys, you could say that, oh, these are statues from different eras, from different generations of heroes or some shit like that. You could when you think about it, you could make it like a Dragon Ball Z type story. You know how there's like a tournament with Dragon Ball Z nowadays? Well, I don't know if it is now. They could do something like that, similar to Dragon Ball Z, but obviously Nintendo-ish, So I can see Smash Brothers happening, but I feel like there should be other movies before then. I think if you're going to do a Smash Brothers movie, you should have the original. You should have the original characters not be in the movie. I'm not saying that. They should, yeah. But those original characters that were in Smash Brothers, the first one, they should get their own movies. All of them. Before Smash Brothers happens. All of them. All of them. Yes. We should get an Earthbound movie, baby. Hell yeah. I've always imagined a live action one, to be honest. Because I think a live action one with care and heart to it, I guarantee you'll be the fucking next Harry Potter. I can fucking guarantee you. Fucking guarantee you. But it needs to be that care and love. I am dead serious. But if you're not going to do that, then just make it animation. Just make it animation. I say that right now. The reason I get so uptight sometimes with Earthbound is because Earthbound is such a classic, guys. The people that haven't played it really don't understand, and I get it. But when you have played it, and you kind of freaking, you feel it. You know how the game is. Alright, I compare it to this. If you play Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy IX is kind of like Earthbound, just a little bit more different, more sci-fi, more modern, obviously, and cranked up to a level of the emotion of, like, motherfucker. Like, they cranked that emotion up to, like, 1,000. In every Earthbound game. And the thing is, if you're going to make an Earthbound movie, don't call it Earthbound. Don't call it Earthbound. when you release it here in America, don't call it Earthbound. Call it Mother. It is the best title for a movie ever. Why wouldn't you call that? Why wouldn't you? How about this? You could just probably call it, Earthbound Mother, or Mother Earthbound, or some shit like that. I don't know. And not to say, hey, another good title is Earthbound Zero. That's another good title, but again, that's a prequel. I mean, technically, it's the first one, but they make it, they put a zero on it as like, it's the beginning of everything, obviously. So I kind of like that title too, Earthbound Zero. So if you're going to do that stuff, but I'm going crazy with Earthbound here. But I'm sorry about that. It's just what happens, man. I know people will get obsessed with Legend of Zelda. Look, let me tell you this. I'll say this right now. Legend of Zelda would be awesome in live action. Again, like Earthbound, if it was care and love, alright? These two series, they would have made bank. I'm telling you that right now. And the reason I say would have made bank, because again, I know what is going to happen in Spiritual Lightning Way. And I'm telling you guys this right now. That shit would have made fucking money. You guys might laugh. But again, I'm going back to what I said. If it was cared for as the love it was. And the reason I get upset going back with Earthbound is because look how Nintendo treats Earthbound. You would think a movie adaptation of Earthbound, animation or live action, would be any substance or probably good. The reason I say that is because they don't give a fuck about Earthbound. I don't give a fuck what no one says. I don't care what no one says. They don't give a fuck about the fan base, and they don't give a fuck about that game. All because, it didn't make us money. That's it. That's all it is. If you didn't make us money, if you're not Mario or Zelda, fuck you. They even treat Donkey Kong that way. And I'm like, fuck the big, screw the big ape, right? Screw him, right? That literally put you on the map. It literally made you money when fucking Universal took you to court. Fuck you. Donkey Kong literally punched King Kong that night. Everyone always wants to talk about King Kong versus Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong won that night. Alright? Seriously. Oh, man. I just get upset sometimes because I know eventually this is how Nintendo will be with these movies sometimes. Will it happen? Look. Obviously not right now. Maybe not at all. Because we're not going to probably see those things happen. And look, I'm not saying I don't want a Legend of Zelda shit, or Earthbound movie, or an official Pokemon movie. Not Detective Pikachu. I'm talking about an official Pokemon movie. That should be live action too. A lot of the Nintendo properties should be live action. Metroid will be amazing. But the thing is, also, who would you play as? Who would you get for Samus? Who would you get for Samus? Think about it. At that point, I would have made an animation. I think I would make Metroid animation. So that's a compromise right there with Metroid. But I can literally see Earthbound and Legend of Zelda being literally. And hey, let's talk about F-Zero. Imagine that as a movie. I can imagine a F-Zero movie being similar to the Speed Racer live action movie. Just saying. What are we going to do? Pay homage to Fast and Furious? Oh, fuck no. Fuck that shit. Hell no. We don't need another franchise like that anymore. I'm saying that right now. I can see F-Zero make a movie, make a lot of money. Make a series out of that too. But I feel like that would be more better in animation. Or hand-drawn. Why not? Let's do different types of animated styles. Imagine the craziness that we can get of like, here's an animated version of Mario. Here's a live action version of Legend of Zelda. Here's an animated version of Metroid. Here's a live action version of Earthbound. And most people are like, wait a minute, is this all still going to connect to Smash Bros? How is this going to fucking work? You have one animation and then one live action. How are you just gonna do this? What are you thinking here? You know? So it could be a lot of things, man. It could be a lot of things. You know what I would do? I would do both. I would make the Smash Brothers movie live action and animation. Most people are like, how would that work? You get some moments that are live action, and then some moments that are animation. Now, I would not focus on more of the live action. I will focus more on the animation part. I would lean more of the animation part more than live action. But I would have those live action parts for people to be like, oh my god, holy shit! You know, like, imagine that, you know? Imagine you've seen an animated version of Mario, and then all of a sudden Chris Pratt, just as Mario, is, you know, it might look goofy at first, but since you got into this universe already, you're like, yeah, hell yeah! And then you got this live action Link, and then going to a cartoon universe. I think it'll be great, and I think it'll be nice and creative, to be honest. At least something new. Something that, I don't know, Disney's not doing. I don't know. Maybe to just prove to Disney or other people out there, yo, you got these stuff. You can do live action and animation, right? You've done that before, right? So you know what we do? We do these type of things. We do a movie that's live action. We do a movie that's animation, and then we do all of that together, and then we have a combination of a lot of things. And the thing is, you don't even have to do that. You could pay homage to like Who Framed Roger Rabbit if you wanted to. You know? Imagine literally, that'd be kind of crazy though, right? Imagine a live action Link fighting a CGI cartoon of Mario. It'd be kind of weird, but if it worked, it would work. You know? And most people are like, oh, that's too far-fetched. But you have to admit, the technology that Hollywood could use, it would work. It would. But that's up to them. That's up to them to literally just go all out and find the new techniques that Hollywood used to do back then. And to prove people, holy shit, yeah, you can do this. Prove to the audience that, motherfucker, you thought we can't do this? We can. This is what I think of when I think about the Super Smash Brothers movie, man. The opportunities, and then the other Nintendo properties that could be different. That's just me. That's just me. I know a lot of people might be like, oh, this should be that, but I'm more like, why we can't have best of both worlds sometimes? And compromise and lean to certain stuff that we can actually make good out of it and not be totally dumbasses with it. If we actually, that's the thing. You need a person like that has a vision for it. And the thing is too, that's funny because I know I have a vision for that. Like I see it. I know how. If it was, that's the thing, man. Like I know a lot of people out here always say stuff like that, but it's true. So some of us should be already getting paid for even saying this stuff. Why? Because the creativity in Hollywood, man. Come on. You mean to tell me you can't do that? You mean to tell me not one person in Hollywood has never thought what I just thought of? Come on, man. You slacking? You're slacking if you did. You are slacking. Oh, it's too expensive. Sounds like you don't want to do it. Just saying. Just saying. You mean to tell me you can't fucking close a small area and literally have a live action version, Mario Chris Pratt fighting a live action version of Link for like what? Not even 3 minutes? How's that expensive as fuck? Look, I know you gotta do a lot of things, but that can't be so much expensive that as you bring it out to be. You know? You know? Especially when you have other movies that literally dominate how much you could put on screen. Because there's always movies that are like that. It's funny when a studio says, oh, we don't want to do that, and then they do it to a movie so much, and then no one doesn't pay attention to it. Because it's shit. And then they'd be like, oh, you see, this is why we don't do it. It's like, yeah, you don't do it because you put it in a movie that's crap. Because you want it to be crap. It's like with anything with media. And I see this with Nintendo and other companies too. They take something and they squash it. It's like WWE if you're a wrestling fan, man. I'll be back real quick. Okay. So, it'd be so great. Just saying, man. Just saying. And what was the other thing? That, imagine having a Jigglypuff movie. Holy shit. But there's so many stuff that you could do with this franchise, man. With this whole series. Now, I know some people might also point out that, hey, we should not be thinking about a universe already. But why not? People have been wanting universes like this since the 80s, guys. And even to tell me we have a perfect opportunity to do it, you don't want to do it? The fuck's wrong with you? I will fire you if you ain't working for me. I would literally tell you, alright, pack your stuff, you're leaving. The fuck's wrong with you? I would never hire a person that says that crap. In a business-wise, I will fire you. Completely. Completely. I don't care if I'm fucking I don't care if I'm the freaking janitor. I will literally look at you and be like, I'm firing you. Oh, you can't fire me. You're just a janitor. I don't care in my eyes. I just fire you. Fuck you. Seriously. Seriously. Think about it real quick. You mean to tell me you're not going to do something like that? That just tells me that either you don't know how to create a series like that, or you scared that these people will fuck it up. What? Because you're so scared of what DC and Marvel is doing? / Disney? Who cares? Who cares? There's a reason why the Mario movie made money. Because people are tired of their bullshit. And they know this. They're not dumb. Come on, guys. Stop acting like a little bitch, to be honest. Seriously. You guys say take chances with movies and shit, but when I say shit like that, you're like, oh, that's too much. Oh, so maybe we should just keep on the... So every movie should be like Citizens Kane then, and if not, every movie's shit. Have you noticed that Hollywood, well, at least with the critics, are trying to make like movies like it was back in the 80s, make them bomb, but since it's the internet age, they're not bombing? Why? Because they're good. If Dark Crystal came out today, woo, that would have made money. That would have made money. But it made no money when it came out. That's why a lot of 80s and 90s movies, man, are literally looked upon as classics now. And Hollywood is too stupid to look at those movies and be like, we need more of that shit. I'm not saying we can have the same franchise. I'm saying we need more stuff like this. We need more fantasies. We need more some sci-fi stuff with superheroes. Imagine fantasy, sci-fi, and superheroes all happening. As a movie viewer, you'd be like, best of both worlds. Instead of you know how sometimes we get different eras of different things. Now I'm seeing here that we're just going to get everything. Sometimes we did get those with sci-fi and all. It's not like it never did happen, but I'm talking about major ones that people will always be like, yeah, I want to see that. 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 Maybe there was some in the 2000s, most likely. You know, with probably Lord of the Rings, and then Marvel was with the stuff with Iron Man. You know, so I bet there was a few times, but maybe not as major as it should be. You know, or not as remembered as it should be, because it's not leaving an impact. You know, it's not leaving an impact as it should be, basically, because people should remember it more and be like, oh shit, remember that time when all of these movies came out all at the same time and everyone was hyped for it, everyone watched it, and made so much money, and it never interfered with each other. And some Hollywood studios probably thought it would, but the movie never turned out that way. But now, stuff happens like that it does. Just because they picked a month that's terrible for movies. Not terrible in a way that, oh, no movies are not coming out. No, but like, you know how sometimes Hollywood likes to put movies that are going to win Oscars and shit like that, or other shit that happens and crap. Then they put stuff in, and then things get left behind. Basically, that's why we got a lot of popular 80s and 90s movies that are classics now, because they got left behind while Hollywood was thinking about other things. You know, the 80s and 90s directors, in a way, some of those people were pioneers. All right, it made Hollywood what it is right now. Those low-class directors, low-class people, made that shit what it is today. Because they took opportunities, and then in the future, Hollywood saw that and they were like, oh shit, we can use that. And now you're using it to a fact that it's just dumb. Now you're not making sets. You're not making backgrounds. Now the backgrounds are fucking CGI. You're making a YouTube video. When I told my friend that, he's looked at me with open eyes because he knows I'm right. All you studios that have literally just a platform with screens around you, you're just making a YouTube video. Where was the... That's why I love the behind the scenes of the Dark Crystal. They took advantage of what they had. The technology. That's what you're supposed to fucking do. I'm so pissed off that fucking series ended. Because we know that series did fucking amazing. It had puppets. It had freaking sets. It had CGI too. But it used it to a point that was great. We still had puppets. Even the plants were puppets. Come on. That's why I was telling so many people, watch the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance so we could get more of this shit. But no, it's gone now. It's gone. It's gone. And then so many of you that talk about shit like this that should come back, it comes and you don't watch it. What's wrong with you? It's not just the Hollywood people or the critics. It's literally the fucking viewer too. I'm not talking to my subscribers or you watching this. I'm talking about the movie goer people. They don't understand it. Why? Because they just want to be entertained. They don't want things to evolve. And then when they do see things evolve, they're like, we want more of it. I'm like, of course. But you're not asking for it. That's the problem. You're waiting for them to give you it instead of you asking for it. Or you're not even seeing some of these people that are doing it, that are getting shunned by other movies that are bigger and have more of a budget. You know how many movies that I saw? You know how many movies I've seen with big, high actors that do low movies and shit like that? And I'm like... And no one doesn't watch them. And I'm over here like, they're fucking amazing in this movie. But there's shit in this movie that spent $1,000 or like more than $1,000 or something. For example, like the fucking, Adam Sandler movies. And then when he does some of the side stuff that are not really well known, they're good. And I'm over here like, dude, you got it still. You got it. But no one doesn't pay attention to that shit. Because everyone associates him with the bad shit. And I'm just like, guys, he still gives out good shit. He does. You just haven't seen it. You know? And even if you don't like those movies, you will say that he's trying. You will say that, hey, man, that's pretty fun. At least he's actually doing something that he looks fun on screen. It looks like he's not miserable. For real. For real. Some of these actors you see on screen, they look miserable, man. They look miserable. Not all of them, but some of them do. And then when you see the kids miserable, oh, I would question the health concerns of those kids at that point. Alright? Because when stuff like Cuties come out, it's fucked up. I know I got on a tangent with Hollywood stuff, but it's something that needs to be said. And it's something that needs to go and be discussed for stuff like Smash Brothers and the future Nintendo movies. Hello? I know a lot of people might say I get on a tangent, but a lot of stuff comes to this. Are you willing to fucking put your money into this shit? The Mario movie made money. Okay, cool. Are you gonna put my money into it too? The viewers and the moviegoers and also the people that are making it. And understand, a lot of people might be like, look, if they make a good movie, obviously people will come. And it's like, no shit. But also, you know how many movies that are good too, but people didn't come? I just discussed that. So do something that stands out. Do something that's do a series that stands out that Disney and the other ones are not doing. That's why I mentioned the whole thing of live action and animation, and then a crossover with that, and then being subdued with more of the animation, and then show a little bit of the live action just to get people like, oh my god, like Link in animation, and oh my god, Mario live action. What would he look like in in this time? Not this timeline, but in this day and age, because they're not going to use the Bob Hoskins look. That would be kind of weird. Imagine Chris Pratt coming out as a live action Mario, but he's wearing the Bob Hoskins Super Mario Brothers outfit. That would be so weird. That would be weird, but a nice homage. I'd be like, oh, it looks good on you. That outfit's not bad. It isn't. It's kind of funny. It's kind of. I've always thought that part of the Mario movie, when they find that outfits in the original movie, I always told myself, I guarantee you, if we had more franchises of that movie, we probably got a prequel of Mario and Luigi going back there and leaving their clothes there, then leaving. Because why the fuck are clothes there to begin with? Who left them there? Some other Koopa janitors that were also wearing red and green? Is that a thing? Actually, I think it is. But anyways, that's it, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Seriously, I know I went on a tangent, I went on a rant, but it needs to be said. New things are on the horizon, and it's for the best. Alright? And hopefully the new Smash Brothers, I mean, if we ever do get Smash Brothers a movie, hopefully it'll be something great. If they don't do that, what I said, I'm not gonna be upset. I'm not gonna be pissed. I'm just gonna be like, okay, do something at least. Do something new. Do something fresh. Do something great. You don't have to take my word for it, but it has to be said. Have fun with this shit. Have fun with this shit. Literally, give Disney a gun for their money. Seriously. That's why the idea that I gave you guys makes sense. If you want to fucking hit it to Disney more than anything, a lot of people will be like, oh, you didn't hit it to Disney. Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. Yes, they did hit it to Disney. Oh, what are you talking about? Disney hasn't been on top since 2017. You dumb piece of shit if you've done the numbers. If you actually pay attention. Don't tell me you cared about fucking, what is it? Endgame. Endgame was a fine movie, but when you really pay attention to the hype and the spectrum of it, no one didn't give a fuck at that point. I didn't give a fuck. That's why it took me a while to watch Endgame. I just didn't give a fuck after Infinity War because that was it. That was the peak. It should have ended right there. Everyone dies. Game over. The villain wins. Bye. Series ends. Let's do another universe. No? No? Then let creativity die. Then let creativity die. Go ahead. Go ahead. Seriously, man. It can't be this hard. It can't be. You mean to tell me it's that hard? If it's that hard, then maybe you should not be walking in places like that. Just saying. Maybe you don't deserve that position. And maybe someone else that's qualified can get it. And just because they don't have a piece of paper doesn't mean they still cannot be qualified. Alright? The reason that you would say that is because they put that shit in your fucking brain when you're in college or when you're in school. To be indoctrinated by it. To be enslaved by that word. So when people suck the dick at stuff like that, I'd be like, you're just a slave to it, dude. A mindless zombie. A mindless pussy. Seriously. That's why you're not seeing a lot of stuff like in Hollywood, but that thing is changing right now, which is good. And look, before I leave too, I know a lot of people want to say that, oh, that's not happening, this is not happening. Right now, Disney, they're going to be gone soon. Alright? But that's just another story for another day. So what I really want for this whole series in conclusion, I want this whole series obviously to be great. You know? And I want something to be so fresh and new that it stands out to the point that these companies have to do something. The ball is in their court. So is Nintendo and Illumination. They can see the success of the Mario movie and burn it to a crisp if they wanted to. Or they can listen to people like me of what I said, maybe hear some of their ideas, and not exactly take them, but take them to heart to be like, all right, we should do something creative. We should do something new. Maybe not exactly what these people have said or something like that, but something that would make them come back. Something that would make them want to grab the juices of the franchise and make them want to run to every movie that we are making to grab them. Again, going back, the MCU did this in the beginning. And it worked so well for them. Alright? And look, I know sometimes when you do the MCU, sometimes you can't redo it. Look at DC. But the thing is, you still can't do it. It's just that the way DC did it was stupid. Because no one didn't have a thought process in mind. No one didn't have a timeline in mind. You need someone with the Nintendo stuff to have a timeline in mind. And I already thought of a timeline in mind, and I'm sure you guys have too. But if Nintendo hasn't thought of a timeline in mind, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. You can't make the Mario movie. You can't make the Mario movie and be like, all right, we thought of now. Let's think of a timeline. No, you should have had a timeline since day one. And I'm talking about like J.K. Rowling style, baby. Hell yeah, it's true. It's true. Despite the shit, despite how you feel about J.K. Rowling, you have to admit that woman had everything pitch perfect assigned to everything in the Harry Potter universe. Alright? And I'm talking about the original series before the other ones, the Fantastic Beasts. I mean, I still enjoyed them. I love Fantastic Beasts. I know the flaws of Fantastic Beasts, but I enjoyed them so much. It is a shame that we just needed 2 more movies and the series would have ended, but they're like, nope, cut it. And I'm just like, those 2 movies could have saved it. But no, fuck it, pull the plug. Just saying. And as a moviegoer, that literally is like, dude, you're almost done with this. Why are you just going to kill it if you literally at the end? Just saying. That shit always pisses me off. I don't know. That's like watching a TV show and then it gets canceled. Right before some revealing is about to happen. Or right before some character is supposedly going to die. Or some shock thing happens and then it gets canceled. You know how pissed off that is? You guys know the feeling. You guys know that. You guys know that feeling. You know? You guys been there. It's not unknown. It's very common knowledge that stuff happens. Alright? So, what would be the next Nintendo movie to come out? A lot of people are saying Legend of Zelda. I would like to have a Donkey Kong one. In my opinion, I want Donkey Kong before Legend of Zelda, baby. Alright? Take your time with Legend of Zelda and go out fun with Donkey Kong, baby. Oh, hell yeah. I want to see the Kremlins, baby. I want to see the Kremlins, baby. Oh, yeah. Tell the original story of Donkey Kong Country, baby. And if not, like I said before, you could do the story of the first Donkey Kong arcade game. Then go for there. Or Donkey Kong Jr., Sky Skipper, Donkey Kong 3. You got your movies right there. I point that out before, and it's true. You know, it rates itself, and it's there. That's why sometimes I look at it. But look, I know Nintendo hasn't done anything bad or anything like that, but I'm just looking at this that this series is going to be soon, and I'm just like, hope you guys know what you're doing. I hope you do, because these people that are happy that this movie came out and the people are just excited for new shit for this to come out, you have them. Don't lose them. Okay? Because if you ever fuck up with this shit, they'll be gone. They'll be dropping off like flies. Okay? They ain't gonna have a situation like Star Wars. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. People don't want another Star Wars situation or an MCU type situation. You know, especially with the DC stuff. People don't want that stuff anymore. People are tired of it. So if you can learn from the same mistakes from those studios, I think could be good. I think will be great. And I think this whole series that's meant to come is going to be fucking amazing. Alright? I'm excited for it. I'm ready. I'm pumped. You know? Again, in a spiritual enlightenment way, it's going to be sad to not see this happen, though. Hate to crush some of you guys' dreams, but it needs to be said. It has to be said. But hey, I say this right now. If it does come out, well, let's enjoy the ride. Hell yeah! Just saying that. And that's how I'm going to end the video. When this shit does happen, if it does, let's enjoy the ride. And hopefully you don't fuck it up.